My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. May God have mercy on your soul.
I thought that was a good little two-shot there.
That was nice.
That was, yeah. There's more of those coming.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Thanks for joining us. We are the Rhythm Section Podcast. That's Jeff.
Howdy.
And I'm Derek. And in this podcast, we discuss music. We interview the best musicians in the greater Memphis area. And we talk about random nonsense. We try to balance that out. Right now, it's still the Derek and Jeff show. The interviews are coming after this episode, though.
Yep.
We promise. This show is recorded at Shelby Row Productions, SRP Studios, a podcast production agency, where we develop professional podcasts, which include audio and video production, graphic design, copywriting, and social media management. SRP provides a complete launch and development plan, and we'll syndicate your podcast across all major platforms such as Apple Podcasts and Spotify. To learn more, schedule a free consultation today at ShelbyRowProductions.com. And as always, parental discretion for this podcast is advised.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Jeff?
Awesome, man. Been a great weekend so far. How about you?
It has been. It has been a fun weekend. We're going to talk about the weekend. We had a busy one, didn't we?
Yes,
As a rhythm section, we had a fun, busy weekend.
Yep.
But to start here, what I want to do is thank some people. Now, this episode we're recording right now is number 3. But as we record this, only episode 1 has been published.
Right.
Along with social media promotion for it. And I want to thank some people for how they engaged with those posts and how enlightening it was that this brand new thing that just gets put out there got some love.
Yep.
It really did. So as you listen to this, you're going to think, well, what about all the love given for episode 2 and all those social promotions? This is like a space-time continuum deal here, podcasting. You know, we record and then it takes about 4 to 5 days for me and my team to get all the editing and the graphic designing and it's everything buttoned up, and then we schedule out. So that's why things can seem a little disjointed on a timeline. But so there's 3 main ways to engage with a post. You can like it, or give it a heart, just give it the shock face.
Right.
You can comment, better.
Yep.
Very good. All of it's good. But and then you can share it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the most powerful way to support anyone on social media is to share their post.
Right.
Because it throws it on their feed, it throws it to their audience. And then if they go the next step and actually write something in their description and tag people on it, then it goes to their feeds, to their audiences, and it's like a spider web.
Right.
Very powerful. So those are the people I want to highlight today, Jeff.
Yeah.
To all of those that liked it and commented, thank you. Thank you. As I'm looking straight in this camera, thank you so much.
Yeah,
we do appreciate it.
We love you guys too.
There's so many names, though. We can't do them all.
No.
And we're not going to do this every episode either. No. But it's special because this is a brand new thing. And not only was it getting love and shares, but I could already tell the local music, the bands that engaged, were happy for the other ones that we may have mentioned in that episode. They were like, and I'm going to mention these bands too, but we get to that. So to start, I want to thank Chris Rubel from the Fast Mothers.
Yeah.
And I say first, he's sort of like the super sharer.
Yeah.
I don't want to play favorites, but he wrote the best description. He tagged like 17 people.
Yeah.
He really pushed it out there.
Right.
So, Chris, thank you for that.
Yes.
Your buddy, Jason Ware.
Yeah.
Your good friend. He wrote a message. And I'm going to once I get through the names, I'm going to read the descriptions. There was like 4 or 5 people that actually wrote stuff.
Yeah, and Jason took a dig at you, which was kind of funny.
Oh, we're getting there. Stephen McKee. I hope I say that name right.
Yes.
LaShawn Robinson Henderson. Did a little digging on that. Elevation Memphis.
Yep.
So thank you. Dave Smith.
Killer bass player.
Yeah, you know him.
Yep.
Elevation Memphis chimed in and shared as a band.
Yep.
So whoever runs the social media for the band, thank you.
Right.
Steve Owens, who I met last night.
Yep.
At Hadley's, and we're going to get to why we were at Hadley's. Melanie Pierce, also from Elevation Memphis. She was really active too, liking a lot of stuff. So thank you, Melanie. Joetta Kendall, John Davis, bass player for the Fast Mothers, and Chasing Angels, a new band. We'll be talking about them later. And Kenny Francis.
Yes.
Do you know Kenny?
I do know Kenny from many moons ago. Kenny was just a good friend of mine from back in the late 80s, early 90s Memphis music scene. Okay. And he's been a part of the Memphis music scene ever since.
Yeah, and that's why you're an asset when it comes to knowing the history of like original music in Memphis.
So it's not just my good looks.
Yeah. Well, good looks about 90%. So he's still strong.
Yeah.
All right. So real quick, let's read what some of these people said. So again, Chris Rubel, totally unexpected, a debut podcast to spend a few minutes talking about the Fast Mothers, as well as other local bands like Elevation Memphis, Fever Tree, Every Mother's Nightmare, and Grape.
Yeah.
So thanks, Chris. And then, of course, he tags those bands. And that was what I was talking about, how cool it was that he stepped up on that and now shared it to the other bands, was like, hey, these guys are talking about you. This is pretty cool. So, Chris, like, you are the super share.
Yeah.
You win the prize that doesn't exist. Thank you.
Our hero.
Jason Ware, your friend.
Yes.
And I've met him several times. Nice guy.
He's your friend too.
Not anymore. Says, hey, y'all, check this out. My lifelong friend, Jeff Ward, and that other guy, Derek, with 4 laugh emojis, have started a really cool podcast. Lots of musicians in the lineup to be interviewed and fun chats about anything and everything. Congratulations to the both of you guys. Thank you, Jason. I still love you. Stephen McKee. I hope I'm saying his name right. Yeah. We've known Jeff Ward for a long time in the music scene. Can't wait to meet Derek. See, Jason? Steven's being nice to me.
Right.
My son and I will get to be on the show representing our original music band, Fate Hates Me, in February. What a great topical podcast. Thank you, Steven. And LaShawn Robinson Henderson, 4 heart emojis, #Fast Mothers. Love these guys. See, there you go. Like one band showing love to the other.
Right.
That's awesome. And then Dave Smith, win-win. Support these great guys doing some great work, and you'll enjoy it while doing it.
Yeah.
Wink face.
Yeah, and we paid those guys very little to say that.
The more you support the band, the more we can pay these people.
Absolutely.
And the better we'll sound and look. So that's it. I just wanted to thank everyone, really, really from the bottom of my heart and Jeff's heart. We've been working on this for a little while, but this has been a dream of mine, this podcast, doing this for local musicians for a long time. It wasn't until I finally was able to lease a space to build a studio that I could finally come to fruition. And then the added bonus was how it organically happened, so I can do it with you, Jeff.
Yep.
So, all right. Hard Rock. What happened at the Hard Rock Cafe Friday night, Jeff?
Well, we did a little ditty ourselves. We got to play for Veterans Day with Derek Joseph. Had a great time, had a good turnout. We even had some people from out of town that came to make that show. I believe Virginia. Well,
okay, so for some context, we played Fire and Iron.
Right.
Fire and Iron. Sorry, we can't remember the name of this
earlier this summer.
Earlier this summer, me and Jeff with Derek Joseph Band went to Virginia to play this private event for the Fire and Iron. It's like a biker club full of firemen and EMT.
Yeah, and it's a memorial.
Yeah,
I mean, they fallen brothers and sisters. They celebrate their lives, and And you try to keep it as an upbeat thing, but it's hard.
Yeah.
That was a really tough thing to witness.
Our opening act was a little somber.
Yeah.
It was a memorial. Something
that's well worth doing and well worth being a part of.
So while we're there were people from every state from across the country. Well, some of those people showed up in Memphis last night, which was really cool. And if I heard correctly, I think some of them were from the Massachusetts chapter.
Okay.
So very cool.
Thank you guys for the support.
Yeah. And Derek's, let's just give a shout out to Derek's friends and family and fans. Like
always there.
I can't name all their names, but every time Derek books something, we play something.
Yeah.
What would you say? 30 people show up. It's always like the same 30 core.
Right.
So thank you to all of you that show up. You know who you are.
Yeah.
Okay. So all the musicians here now will track with this. Show started at 8.
Mm-hmm.
What time did we have to be there?
3.
3 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah. So load in, set up, hurry up and wait.
Hurry up and wait because we didn't want to sound check during the dinner rush, right?
No.
So it was fine though. Easy load in.
Yes.
Backline. Again, everyone prefers using their own stuff, but it sure saves a lot of work too when there's a backline. At least for you and I.
Absolutely.
They know better for guitar players. They know they want to play.
Oh yeah.
They're going to play their own stuff, which I agree with because we want their tone.
Absolutely.
Bass. I mean, as long as you get some low end and a little punch, it's fine.
Everyone knows Jeff Cobble has insane tone.
Yeah.
Yes, Jeff, we love you.
And he's insane. He'll be on the show. He'll be making an appearance.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel for drummers like you. It's like you want to play your setup and everything. The bass players have it the easiest.
Yeah.
Always like that. So the little hard key amp I had sounded good. It was fine. You brought your cymbals, right? And
I did. Yeah. Few things here and there.
Yeah.
I brought everything.
Yes, you did.
And then once we got there and I realized they had a house kit that was actually decent, I left my stuff in the truck, which was wonderful.
It's a small stage.
Easiest loadout I ever had after the show. So.
Well, that was the upside. We had to get there early.
Yeah.
But we were done by 10.
Yes.
I was out of there by 10:30, home by 11.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's cool.
Always good.
So, but even though we had to be there early, the hang was still fun.
Yes.
We had a server that deserved like a 50% tip.
Yeah.
This guy, if you ever go out to eat and you're annoyed about not getting your refills, go see this guy.
Yeah, go to Hard Rock. We did not go thirsty.
Oh my! It was one after another. Like your drink would be half full, another one,
or another two. It was pretty crazy.
So to the point where we're mentioning it.
Yeah.
We're actually talking about it on this podcast because everyone's really interested in how many Dr. Peppers I got.
Right.
But we were like, man, this dishwasher is going to be hating this guy.
Yeah. But, and you guys will be seeing this a week later, but thank you to all the veterans. We just celebrated Veterans Day. And, just can't say enough good things about that.
What were the 3 songs again? I already forgot that we learned.
We did Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue by Toby Keith.
Yep.
Stars and Stripes by Aaron Tippin. And we did a Brooks and Dunn tune, Only in America. Yeah, and those were all fun songs to play.
They were fun, and simple enough where we could pull them together rather quickly. And then we just did our 2-hour show. So thanks to the Hard Rock Cafe. Thank you to the veterans. Thank you to everyone that came to the show. We appreciate it. The rhythm section, thanks you.
Yes.
All right. You want to have some fun with sounds?
Let's do it.
Let's have some fun with sounds.
Okay.
So as you heard how this show opens, I like playing sounds in the front end.
And I never know what is coming.
I want to surprise you always. And I made a little collage. I thought it'd be funny if Forrest Gump got made fun of a little bit.
Right.
So sounds are always going to be a part of this show because it's just fun. And like I said, and I always do this and always say this, I try to treat this like a radio show.
Yeah.
Not to get into it, but I actually have history in radio. I worked in radio off and on for 10 years, from 95 to 2005. Long story there, but...
Well, at some point we'll get into it.
Yeah. So then years later, when I break into podcast production, I've been able to pull from that experience into the podcast world. So most podcasts add stuff post. sound effects.
Right.
The intro and outro and everything is in post. We do everything in real time.
Yeah.
Everything's in real time. So sounds are fun, and we're going to play some. So the first one I'm going to play is one you requested.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to play it.
Okay.
And then let you explain why we own this. Okay, here we go.
Shut up, Ike.
All right, so Shut Up, Ike. What movie is that from?
That is from Tombstone. It is a classic.
So why do you want a sound that says shut up?
Well, I'm quite aware of my tendency to run away with my mouth at times. And when we have some of these guests that I'm going to be just enamored over, I'm probably going to start talking, and you're going to have to tell me to
shut up, Ike.
Yeah. So that'll let me know that it's time for me to be quiet and let the guest speak.
I'm going to just play it whenever I feel like you need to stop talking.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of guys we're going to have in here that I'm probably know way too much about. They're going to be like, this guy is kind of scary.
So that's a fun sound, and we'll dig that in.
Yeah.
We'll put that in when we need to. And look, like I said, we do this in real time.
Mm-hmm.
I set this segment up and realized I didn't add all the other new things I wanted to play to my iPad.
Denied.
Sorry, Mom.
That's our resident F-bomb.
Yeah.
I think that's going to make at least one appearance each episode. So, well, okay. Now, enough of that silliness. Hadley's. So now we're recording this on Sunday. What is it, the 13th?
Yeah.
Last night there was an event at Hadley's.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little more about what that was?
It was for Christmas for the kids. So it was a great cause. They took a $10 donation at the door when you got there, and you got to see 3 amazing bands. You want me to talk about those guys?
Well, we'll run down here, and
Yeah.
then we want to highlight one of them because they're a new band and they kicked some major
They
ass.
smoked it.
So it was Twin Soul.
Yeah, great. If you've been in the Memphis area very long, you know who Twin Soul is.
Charlie Bent and all those
Charlie
guys.
Belt, yep.
Belt. Yeah, sorry, Charlie. Chasing Angels, which we're going to highlight, and Every Mother's Nightmare.
Another long staple of Memphis music.
And we may or may not be having the drummer from Chasing Angels and Every Mother's Nightmare at this table in about 2 hours.
There's a rumor.
So again, timeline continuum.
Right.
We might interview someone today. It might be 3 weeks before he's out there.
Right.
But yeah, we may be talking to Alan Bone, which will be really fun. So Chasing Angels.
Yes.
New cover band. And delightful.
Yes.
The song list that they can cover because of the vocalist. His name is Max Peterson.
Yep.
Good on you, Max.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're listening to this.
You killed it.
Yeah. If you want to hear someone that can sing Iron Maiden, and so name off some of the stuff they can sing, and then I want to introduce and talk about the band members too. I got all their names here, but what were some of the songs they were playing?
Well, it's pretty rare that you go out and hear covers of certain bands because they are just difficult to cover. You typically don't hear Cinderella covered because Tom Kiefer is an absolute beast. Well, you typically don't hear Queensryche, Dokken,
Ozzy.
Iron Maiden, Ozzy. You don't hear that stuff covered a whole lot because it takes one hell of a vocalist to pull it off, and Max is one hell of a vocalist.
Chasing Angels has one.
Yes, they do.
And
they've also got killer guitar players. Kerry Scarborough, John Davis is the bass player.
Steve Taylor,
and then
Alan Bone,
and then Mr. Bone.
Yeah, Alan Bone. So
holding it down.
He did double duty last night. It was one band to the next.
Yep. As soon as they were done, EMN took the stage, and we had to leave.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yep.
But they never disappoint. Rick Rule just brings the house down every time the guy takes the stage, and the band he's got behind him is second to none. They kill it.
I'm anxious to talk to Alan because I wonder how many snare drum heads and cymbals he's broken.
He is a hard hitter.
He shows zero mercy.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah,
he's solid.
He beats them like they owe him money. There's no doubt.
Denied.
That was the wrong one. That was the wrong one.
Shut up, Ike.
That goes to me this time.
Yeah. All right.
Well, look, this should be the last Derek and Jeff show for a while.
Yeah.
We appreciate your patience.
Yeah. We're doing our best to get these guys in here and get interviews done, but it does take time.
So moving forward, there's going to be a little format change because of having an interview. But you're still going to get Jeff and Derek. Mm-hmm. You're still going to get us because we want to have fun and show our personality in here. And just like we just did, talk about some current events, things we've done, gigs we've played. We always want to do that, show some love to people. So each episode is going to start with like an opening, like a cold open or intro monologue, as they call them. But that's typically because it's one person. So would be an intro dialogue. Right. So for the first like 5 to 7 minutes, you're going to get us. You get the soundbite, the music, me and Jeff, do our thing like you just heard. And then we're going to set you up so that way we can explain to you who the guest is while we're talking to him or her. And by the time we record this intro, the interview's already been done. So then we can give you a heads up what to expect. We talked about this. We talked about this tour, nightmare story. We talked about, breaking strings, we can give you a heads up, so you know what's coming. And then segue into the interview and then let someone else talk for once.
Yeah. Yeah. They want to hear someone other than us.
And then who knows, we might throw some special stuff in where it's just you and I,
occasionally.
And as you noticed, we push out clips on social media, and that's how I'm going to be promoting but I'll be doing the clips and sending you the Dropbox folders and showing you how to post.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, Derek is the technical guru of this operation. I just show up and talk. I don't do clips and all that, but he's great at putting those out there, and then I can just do the easy part, which is share it.
Yeah, and hey, sharing
is caring.
That's right, my friend. So when it comes to promoting these episodes coming up that have interviews, obviously highlighting the guest and trying to find funny clips that they're saying, or maybe a little history lesson on how they joined the band they're in at the moment, stuff like that. And then there'll still be clips of me and Jeff being jackasses. You never know, that's what to expect. Again, the timeline thing, by the time this episode publishes, maybe our social media platforms will be ready.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We're working
on the art now.
Yeah.
We got the cover art, the square thumbnail cover art that I need to be able to syndicate this podcast onto Apple and Spotify and Google and Stitcher. So that's done. Now my designer, his name is Mondo, is working on the social media kit, the different banners for our YouTube, my YouTube channel, the Facebook, and then the icon pictures for Instagram and Facebook. So that stuff's coming. And then once that's all ready, then we're going to start posting stuff on there, and we'll push people to it. And I might try to think of some way to entice people to, like the page, follow the page, like a post, share their post, who knows what we'll do.
Yeah.
But that's it, man. What you got, Jeff? You got anything?
That's it, man. It's been a great weekend. I've had a lot of fun. I enjoyed jamming with you Friday night.
Yeah.
We don't do it quite often enough, but we do it when we can.
Yeah.
And then last night at Hadley's was amazing, and just enjoyed the heck out of that.
It was fun. It was eye-opening. I'm looking forward to, trying to be a little more social for myself to go see these original bands.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to learn more about these original bands.
Yeah.
Because it's just such a different dynamic to witness these people work.
And I'm a little different. I enjoy the original bands just as much as you do, but I love cover bands.
Oh, yeah. I'm not digging cover bands at all.
No, I know. We're in one.
But I need to be educated.
Yeah.
And in order to do that, I need to get out there.
Yeah.
And it would be good for me personally.
Yeah, and just as a closer, one band that we haven't talked really about yet, that I'm just going to throw it out there, is that I'd love to see a Tora show. So can we please make that happen, Anthony Quarter? Thank you.
There you go. All
right.
I'm going to clip that out.
Yeah.
Just throw that out there.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So here, the last thing I'll say is do go to our description in this YouTube post, and you will see links for Jeff's Facebook and my Facebook. So please come follow and send a friend request. We'd love to connect. And then we're always going to share the stuff on our pages too.
Yep.
So that's another way you can follow where this silly podcast is going.
Yep. More to come.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care now.
See ya.